I'm going to follow you right on up there with that stand united. It makes it so much more difficult now to operate in this capacity. Also, Shen does very well specifically against Leona because you're able to stop the follow-up CC after the Zenith blade, and also against aiming for those fourth shots. So overall, Shausi's picked up a really smart pick here, which can do quite well against the draft. But looking at the full composition here for E-Star. Now, though, I want to see Zika do more than just ward out a lane as
they're going to go into towards the spot side, but there is a Destiny available as they use that one there. Gold card is a little bit delayed, but it is a perfectly timed two-man gank in that bot side. Meteor. This is going to be difficult, though. It is still a cannon. That slicing maelstrom is still absolutely massive. They go in, gold card is locked, minion wave is there. There it is, flashing with a slicing maelstrom. They do get the thing off, and this is what I was talking about. This is why it's so dangerous. They trade 1 for 1, but still very, very risky there. They do, however, deny a huge amount of wave and experience to that cannon, so they're just trying to get him down. Shausi is here, though. He's the first one to roam up. You can see the bot lane of BLG shoved in first, are now moving towards a Bew. Does sidestep a nice little scatter the weak, jumps in, forces the flash out of Irma. Zika with the gold guard primed, means they can't really just walk into this. Shausi does not have his stand united just yet, and that is going to be a thank you very much for starting it.
He was able to go towards mid, get this kill onto Zika, put him behind, make it very difficult for him to operate. That hasn't been able to happen here for E-Star, as we get the engage.
Yeah, we do have a curtain call to start it all off. Normally it's the thing to finish people, but it has been used to start this one. Zika gets scattered the weak back.
The amount of gold that's been funneled into aiming in regards to these turret plates, he's going to be damn far ahead, because essentially that entire bot lane was shared with aiming. Now we're getting the majority of top lane shared with aiming as well. And Rat has got, 3 plates, but Bew is helping clear out these waves and shutting down the opportunity for E-Star to answer back for a lot of these plays.
Bew is going to walk a little bit too far forward. There is no more minions, though. It's going to be very, very careful. Twisted Fate going to use the Destiny as well. There's the Killer Instinct to try and follow up. They're trying to catch on the Bew, who has got the stand united to keep him alive. Hacker goes in, gets caught out by the wild cards. And Zika, nicely done. ZS, though, has to flash away. He will not be trading this one 2 for 1. They flash in, they get the cleanse. Zika goes off. Rat doesn't really have the mana. The Spirit's Refuge was a little bit far off, but overall it's BLG who kind of come out on top in the initial kind of setup. They're able to defend their bot lane a little longer, and they're the ones who pick up the extra gold.
Yeah, so essentially your entire tower up the TP. Oh no. Oh,
double
God.
TP, and there's ZS. He's now in trouble. They get 2 kills. Rat has no mana. Rat has no flash. He has cleanse. He's going over to Big Mama Irma to try and keep himself alive. Double cleanse. What does it mean? It means that they will be able to pick up Bew as a kill. Irma trying to just kite himself out of this. Gold's golden from Zika as Meteors are pushing in on top of the E-Star mid laner. It ends up being 3 kills to 1 in that secondary play in favor of Spring 22. Yeah, as we said, the LCK team, that is the that is the most BM I've ever seen someone use a Jhin ultimate. Just like, I'm just gonna keep it on.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't even go for it because Rat's dead now, and they pick themselves up a kill. They rotate from bot side, picking up tier 2 all the way through the jungle, and now Shausi's in a little bit of trouble. Bew does get ignited as here comes ZS. They do pop the Destiny and the slicing maelstrom, but he has to back away immediately. He was not in position to be able to continue that chase. And this is again slowly but surely BLG finding the small advantage. Oh, flash in, aiming will die. It's a nice little pick up there by Irma, but he gets flashed on himself. He does not have the health bar to survive underneath this dive potential of BLG. The Ragnarok is still rocking, and this mid lane turret is still standing, but for how much longer?
It's not going to be for very long. One more auto is going to do it. Chelsea gets taken very low, but again, BLG using the map state so well, pushing both side lanes means that then when
pressure, but be very careful, BLG. Those scatter the weaks can hurt you. This should just be enough to crack down. Aiming though with that Gale Force, able to keep himself alive. Mark jumps in with the Zenith Blade. They do drop down the Solar Flare as well, but now look at aiming. He's in a very strong position to be able to keep himself safe while also doing DPS. Mid lane turret does fall from the Rift Herald charge, and overall E-Stars got what they wanted.
They got the mid lane tower, but this dragon is still there.
Romp, but Hacker needs to be careful, like you said, being poked down a little bit. This Dragon down to about 3,000 HP before it
It's so
resets.
tense.
Zika's behind them. They have full damage. There's a solar flare on top of it. They're going to try and jump straight in on top of the... But ZS jumps in on top of aiming, and he is dead. The Dragon goes in favor of BLG, but the ensuing fight looks like it might be in favor of E-Stars. If they can just get down to more health bars, they unfortunately haven't been able to deal the damage, and they are getting turned on by BLG. Irma in the wrong spot of the map means that he is going to fall to the Zika's TF, and that is going to be the ace for one in favor of BLG.
It is BEA beautiful from BLG.
It looks Shen. He just kind of wants to keep himself relatively safe because he knows he's not a tanky boy. He hasn't finished up an item just yet, and he knows that he might be in a little bit of trouble. As I say that, ZS goes a little bit too far deep, gets stunned up, and this is the power of the Destiny Gate. Now we can start shooting fish in a barrel as the sniper starts hitting Shouty 100% all the time. Tries to squeeze past Rat to get a last shot onto Irma, but Rat now down below a third of his health, and they're pinging Baron.
I love the confusion there. It's like Rat's like, I have to tank the last shot. I don't want to tank any of that, as everyone else is scuttling to be behind the Kaisa. But I mean, if everyone is going to be running for the hills on E-Star, it's an easy pickup for BLG, and you're starting to see the problems with the cannon. When you don't have a flash, it's very difficult to close that gap, especially with the amount of gale forces on this team. Everyone having a dash gives them so much mobility, which is a nightmare for this game.
Trying to get some exit kills here. Baron goes in favor of BLG, but it's a split fight. There's a wall between the two. It's kind of different people going different directions. Mark forced to flash, uses the solar flare, but it's a little bit wide on everybody. 0 and 3. And we'll see now with Irma and Bew just kind of feeling each other out. There is the scatter of the week, and enough damage, not quite. They are going to use the Shen Stand United. They will be able to pick that one. Goes over to Shouty, kicks himself up a kill. Not the best target to get that kill, but it does delay the split push.
This is still a numbers advantage, BLG.
Again, we saw this in the last game as well, where you saw the two solo laners from E-Star just going down towards that bot side, overstaying their welcome, just giving up too much on the map.
They're giving up 2 inhibitors to go towards Dragon. Like, this isn't even solo. This is to stop solo point. Like, this is so much worse. Like,
they just lost they've lost so much.
Stars.
They are going to try and go for it one more time. Baron up at a minute 40, Dragon up at 2 and 45. There's not really any kind of global objective. As I say that, though, ZS gets jumped on and actually ends up getting a kill. So Kaiser picks up the Graves, but they've lost themselves their last inhibitor turret. Inhibitors are now all exposed, and if they lose this inhibitor, it will be double super minions in all lanes. Shouty nicely done with the Spirit's Refuge, keeping himself safe, but now double super minions in all lanes means that that kill, like, E-Stars can't leave their base.
I didn't even spot that inhibitor timer. It's like an inhibitor timer for ants. I was like, what is that? It's so tiny.
You want ants? This is how you get ants.
But yeah, look, BLG,
They're
cleared it. They're just doing their thing. Here goes Baron. I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do. Here's E-Star. You're 9,000 gold behind. There's a Dragon in a minute. I don't think the game is maybe even going to last much longer than that.
Yeah, you got one last team fight, that's it, but you don't have a flash now onto your cannon, who had tried to just catch out Zika. Zika does not necessarily need his flashes, he has the rapid fire cannon now, so those gold cards have that little bit of extra annoying range, even though he is a mage, and this is going to be the walk-in. I feel like for BLG, you just need to escort the minions, Baron them up, and that's it, it's GG. There's nothing really much you can do. You don't even have the Slicing Maelstrom available right now.
Look, this is what I mean. Just creeps are streaming in. You can't clear them out. They're just going to take the towers by themselves, and all the BLG are really doing is just helping them.
Yeah, we can see they're aiming. Forced to actually cancel his ultimate, as the 2 inhibitors in mid lane and top lane do respawn, and quickly taken away as well. These minions are just becoming harder and harder to kill. They're going to lose one Nexus tower. Going to lose their another inhibitor. BLG, like we said, slow, methodical, and now they finally pull the trigger. They go in with Mark taking down the Syndra. He goes golden for just a few seconds to get the turret aggro off him. He will eventually fall, though, but it's all to naught. They can't really do anything here. UB will be able to stay alive. No, he won't, actually. He will just about die. 3v3, there is a potential for a turnaround here as Shouty just popped down the Spirit's Refuge. Aiming is able to take one down, but it's aiming with the triple kill. Able to finish out the game, and they will finish out the series 2-1 BLG.
Great job from BLG coming into this. I didn't know exactly how BLG was going to operate. He's able to bring in a lot of different ways for BLG to play, and certainly with Meteor, this slow, methodical shot calling, making sure they are eking out every bit of gold, every bit of resources from the enemy team in any play that they take. This is a BLG that looks primed to take over like they did at the start of spring in 2020.